Hello there, and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. The season is back. The Championship returns on Friday night, but Leeds United return on Saturday lunchtime. It's a 12:30 kickoff. We're playing promoted Portsmouth in match day one. We're here to talk about it. The season's back, and I'm back on the computer with music. Right, enough of that. Enough of that. Then you get the gist. So yeah, like I said, the championship is back on Saturday, the 10th of August. Leeds United host newly promoted Portsmouth at Elland Road. It's a 12:30 kickoff. I think a lot of them are 12:30 kickoffs on Saturday due to the Charity Shield being played between Manchester City and Manchester United. I think that's at Wembley at 3 p.m. But all our eyes, of course, will be on Elland Road at 12:30 p.m. We're going to have a look at it in this preview. I'll try and make it fairly quick. I think we're going to run through you know, um, the team news. Not really what Farker said. Listen to that if you want to. It's on the YouTube channel now, Leeds YouTube channel. He has his press conference this afternoon as of recording. Go check that out if you want to hear in length what he said. We'll have a quick look at the opposition, of course, Portsmouth. We'll have a look a little bit at the fixture history of this game at Elland Road. And with it, it being the first one of the season, it's a little bit difficult. You can't pick up any form, but we'll just have a general chat and see how it goes, So first and foremost, down to business and Daniel Farkham. What did he say? You know what I mean? Like I said, go and check it out for yourselves if you want to know word for word. But yeah, look, in terms of team news, everybody is available for this game on Saturday. People will have the different ideas on starting 11s and things like this. He said it was obviously something like it was a pleasure to have everybody fit for the start of the season. It's unusual, I think he was saying. It's a credit to the medical staff and to the players themselves and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the starting 11, I think you go if we're all fit. You go something like this. Melier, obviously, in goal. The fullbacks are Junior Firpo in his debut, Jaden Bogle for his debut, not Firpo's debut, of course. Centre-back partnership of Rodon and Strout for me, with the two in the middle of the midfield, Ampadu and Ila Gruev. Then you'd go Ruter, Aronson and Dan James. And up top by himself, Matteo Joseph. Let me know your thoughts on who should start in the comments there on the weekend. First game against Portsmouth. Let's see what Fart goes with. That's what I would go with. I think that on its current sort of status, on its current look, that's probably the strongest Leeds United side we can put out for this game, I would say, when everybody's fit as well. The bench would look pretty strong. Also, we know that Leeds are looking for another few players before the end of the transfer window. I don't think anybody will come in before now and the season kicking off on Saturday lunchtime. But you do never know. There might be things going on now as we speak. Who knows? So, obviously, like I said, we're playing Portsmouth. Portsmouth promoted fantastically well last season. 5 points ahead of Derby, 10 points ahead of third place Bolton Wanderers, finishing on 97.7 more than what we achieved in the Championship last season. Incredible season for them, only losing 5 games in the whole season. Incredible stuff, really. But it is their first season back at this level for 13 years, which is absolutely astonishing. I couldn't believe that, to be honest, when I looked it up. Shoot me down, Portsmouth fans, if you're watching, but I'm sure you guys would like to forget it as well. But I forgot that Portsmouth had actually been down to League Two in that time as well. Incredible financial problems at that club. It's great to see Portsmouth back at this level for starters. When I was growing up, of course, Portsmouth were pretty much staple. They were pretty much seemed like anyway, because I was relatively young, I suppose, that they were a staple Premier League side. Obviously, FA Cup winners in, what was it, 2008, I believe it was, wasn't it? Against Cardiff City. Well, I mean, what a team it was they had in those sort of mid-late noughties. It was a fabulous team, wasn't it? It really, really was. I think it was the 2008 final, of course. They beat Cardiff at Wembley Stadium. Long way away from those sort of days, maybe Cardiff now. It was Nwankwo Kanu, who eventually won the game for Portsmouth. I say eventually, it was 1-0. He scored in the first half. They've then reached the final again in 2010, beat them this time by Chelsea 1-0 at Wembley. And again, you look through the team, it's a fantastic team. Players that we all remember playing for Portsmouth, I'm sure. Look, Fratton Park is a fabulous little ground. It's got a look, it looks like I've never been personally, but it looks like it's got a fabulous atmosphere. Fella with a big drum. They've got that big drum there, haven't they, that they play? And it just looks a tight little ground. I'm sure championship teams will not, relish facing Portsmouth at Fratton Park this season. And out of the three promoted sides, I think Portsmouth will. I think they will struggle, but I don't think they'll struggle hard. I don't think there'll be any real danger of relegation. It's probably sort of mid-lower table, maybe 13th, 14th, 15th, that sort of area possibly. I mean, they might do in Ipswich. Look, people are going to look at Ipswich. Anybody coming up from League One are going to look at Ipswich and what they did last season and say, hey, look, why can't we go and do that as well? I mean, Ipswich finished second in the 22-23 season in League One on 98 points. Coincidentally, Portsmouth finished in 8th position, missing out on the playoffs there by 7 points that season. So they'll be looking at Ipswich as a benchmark, saying, "Hey, we can do what they did." And there isn't any harder game to start with, unfortunately, for Portsmouth and their fans than Leeds at Ellen Road, because Leeds will be wanting promotion. We have to get promotion this time. You've got to say it's a favourable tie to start the season off with, a home tie. Although famously, of course, promoted sides are a tough nut to crack. They've got momentum, and obviously Ipswich showed it last season. The momentum can take you a heck of a long way. It can even take you to promotion, can't it? So we've got to be wary of them. If you're looking at their summer signings, as many as nine new signings through the door at Portsmouth in the summertime, and they follow as such. Jordan Williams, they've brought in Josh Murphy, of course, brother of the Newcastle United player, Jacob. Jordan Archer, the goalkeeper. Sammy Silvera on loan from Middlesbrough. There's also Jacob Farrell, Australian fella, worked with former Leeds coach Mark Jackson at Central Coast Mariners. He's come in from them. Elias Sorensen, a Danish centre forward coming from Denmark, former Newcastle youth player. Andre Dossel, who we know a little bit about in the Championship, don't we? And finally, Matt Ritchie, former Newcastle man himself as well, signed the other day on a 2-year contract, 14 years after departing Portsmouth, which is incredible. Spent 2 seasons with Pompey back in, I think it was I think it was 2009 actually, or 2010. 2010, I think it was it? 2010, yes. He went to play for Swindon Town. So 14 years after departing, he comes back. But look, generally, you've got to say, I mean, it's John Mousinho's first managerial position. He's doing a fantastic job, promoted from League One, which is a difficult league to get out of. Only 38 years old. He's only lost 12 games of his 76 in charge of Portsmouth. It's a pretty good ratio, and he'll test himself up against a higher level, of course. And like I said, there's no more higher level in this division than the team that were beaten in the playoff final last year. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for Pompey. But any Pompey fans watching, let me know if you're going to Leeds. Have you got any fond memories of going to Ellen Road? And I think you did thumpers when you were in that little purple patch of European football for a bit. I think you had the better of us, and you did give us a couple of thumpings. I think more so at Fratton Park than Ellen Road, but the times have changed a little bit. But you're running on momentum, like I said, and there's one or two players, maybe not a team of well-known individuals, but like Ipswich, maybe a team that just runs as a team, and that's the best way they can do. So former Leeds player Conor Shaughnessy, the Irish defender, I think he started at Leeds, or he was very young when he was playing for Leeds, wasn't he? He's now at Portsmouth. I'm sure he'll be relishing the opportunity to come back to Ellen Road on an even footing with both teams playing in the same division. So let's wait and see how the game goes. Leeds haven't played Portsmouth at Ellen Road since 2011. Leeds won that game by 1-0. It was a Danny Pugh goal on the 1st of October 2011. But Portsmouth have won 2 of the last 5 visits to Ellen Road. That is a record that runs back to 1989, though. So there hasn't been that many opportunities to come up against Portsmouth in the last sort of, 10, 12 years, 20 years, probably even more so. They don't play each other very often. We're now in the same divisions again. Let's wait and see how we do. But yeah, I'll end it there. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Just a little preview for you there. On look at Portsmouth, you know what I mean, and more so, I like to focus a little bit more on the on the opposition for these sort of previews, because we generally know what Leeds are doing and how we're looking and all that kind of thing. So maybe it's a little bit more onus on the opposition and that sort of thing. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on it. Can we win? Will we get off to a winning start? Give me your lineup, score predictions, whatever you want. Portsmouth fans, if you're watching, let me know as well how much are you looking forward to being back in the Championship, and what a game for you guys to start off with, like I keep saying. But thank you very much for watching, as always. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.